Hey guys, and welcome to Awakening of the Rebellion Let's Play, Part 24. I'm doing this as a post-commentary. So I played this game, what you're seeing here, last night at like midnight or something. And I wanted to record it because I have a lot of things I need to talk to that I would be distracted by if I was actually playing the game and trying to talk, because there's a lot of things I want to kind of bring you guys up to speed, and some things that have been going on, and I don't feel like I have, I don't know, told you my most recent happenings and what that means for you guys. So let's see. So where to start? First of all, I'm just going to explain what happened and why this commentary sort of, or why the video sort of jumps into a random space battle. There was a little bit that I recorded on my laptop, and the recording was trash. Honestly, it was really bad. Nothing like there was nothing compelling about what happened during that recording, and it was like 20 minutes of recording, and just I don't know. I felt personally that it would not be enjoyable for you guys to watch, and also it was on my laptop, and the game crashed halfway through because apparently I didn't fix my PC the way I thought it would fix, or my laptop, I mean, and that was just so. Basically, where this started off is right before where my laptop save crashed, and then I transferred everything over to the PC, and now this is on a real gaming PC. This was recorded at 1080, 1980, or 1920 and 1080, 60 frames a second, and it's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. I wanted to just start the Let's Play on the PC, and I didn't want to go through that old recorded footage on the laptop and try and figure that crap out, and how to edit it and stuff. It was just not worth my time. The footage wasn't good enough, and it was outdated graphics. Like, I already started playing. I was trying to play the mod on my PC, but like I wouldn't be able to play more if I didn't, edit the last footage. So I just decided to scrap it and just start it here in the middle of the action. And I hope you guys enjoy that. This particular battle is over an intersection, and I was bringing my ground troops to Naboo, and I was severely outnumbered, and this fleet just caught me by surprise because I cleared it. I went to clear the path from Mon Calamari to bring troops from there or something like that, or was from some planet. I was getting troops from some planet. You can see the transports are in the back there. So this whole massive fleet was coming in, and I got intercepted. Apparently they rebuilt on this intersection and just like put all their units in one basket. And so somehow I'm picking these guys off pretty well. I have a feeling. Yeah, here I check to see if the difficulty's on regular. Because the thing is sometimes with difficulties, you get these situations where if you're playing another mod or another save and you change the difficulty, sometimes the difficulties transfer over, and I don't know, it's random. So sometimes I don't know which difficulty I'm on. So that's what that was about. But either way, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, this battle. So this battle, I had a feeling that since I saved, because you can save mid-battle, but I have a feeling what happens when you do that is that the AI doesn't function properly when you reload on the battle. And that's what I think is happening here, because this was well, I don't know if it doesn't reload properly. It's just that I transferred this save, which was in the middle of this battle, from my laptop to my PC, and maybe some AI got lost in there. They kind of catch on at the end of the battle and start doing things, but this fleet should have easily decimated my forces. Easily. No problems. I don't know what they were doing and why they were constantly retreating back one by one and getting destroyed. It does come pretty close at one point. It comes close. It's going to come close to me losing a bunch of ships, but I prevail. So spoiler alert, I guess. But the other things I wanted to talk about, well, the PC in itself. PC is fantastic. This was recorded with Shadowplay. You know, there's no performance hits on Shadowplay. It's amazing. The only problem I had was it records into MPEG format, MP4, which was a problem for me because I used to use the old Windows Movie Maker, because I mean, I don't need that much editing. Um, but Windows Movie Maker doesn't accept MP4s, and so that delayed me in coming out. I had this new series that I'm trying to bring out, and it delayed me because I tried to go through countless different free video editors to try and find a replacement that could accept MP4s, but they were all really bad, and the output was really bad. So eventually I settled on Sony Vegas, and that's what I did. Because this program is just freaking amazing. It can do so much things, but I still feel like it's just too much for what I need. But it does. It's an interesting program. It's definitely more versatile in a lot of ways than something like Windows Movie Maker. I mean, it's professional software. But that's why this commentary is coming out a little bit late. And that's why it's not. I was gonna plan to release something else, which I have recorded. It's just that I couldn't get it to, like, every time I tried to render it, it rendered badly, and it wasn't in 1080, and there was just problems. I had to try and find a good video editor, and so in its place, I chose to do this because I wanted to play this mod in the middle of the night and just give you guys an update on what's going to happen. So my next series is going to be Republic at War, the mod for this game, Republic at War, and but I'm going to play as Republic. I'm going to play through the whole thing, and then my plans are is that after I finish Republic at War, I transfer over to Thrawn's Revenge and play as the Imperial Remnant. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like one big campaign, and that's what I wanted to do, because I don't have Thrawn's Revenge installed on my PC yet, and I don't really... It's been a pain trying to transfer everything from my laptop, so I did the essentials first, and which was Awakening of the Rebellion and then Republic at War. But I do plan on doing different mods for the game, because I figured it's more interesting when there's a variety of different mods, and if you just keep doing Awakening of the Rebellion, which was cool for the first 20 parts, but it gets kind of the same old. But if I constantly switch mods, I have a feeling you guys will enjoy that more. Let me know if you want to see more Republic at War. Well, I mean, I haven't released Republic at War yet, but I definitely will. The first episode's pretty cool. So there's that. So the hype is real, and prepare for that. The other thing is I started playing Sins of a Solar Empire. If you guys don't know what that is, that's another space RTS, and I'm into space RTSs. I love them, and they do have, like, the regular game has its own, like, ships and whatever and story, but you can mod it to have either Halo or Star Wars ships. So there's two possible mods I could be doing for that. And I was thinking about, once I learn the game a little bit more, or maybe, I don't know, right away I could just start recording, because my PC can handle all these games now all of a sudden, and I'm not limited to 2007 released games. And Shadowplay just doesn't take a hit on my performance either, so it's great. Another mod I was thinking, or another game I was thinking of doing, was Mountain Blade. And I was thinking of doing just a character playthrough. But Mountain Blade is another one of those games that gets repetitive after a while. It's cool for the first, maybe, I'd say 5 episodes, and eventually it's just the same stuff over and over again. Back to the game, though, you see that I won that. That's the intersection I was taking, and I did, during the recorded footage, I took this planet, Nemodia. But what happened during that recording is that it was lagging. It was going at like 3 frames a second. I had enough of that laptop bullshit, and I was just done with it, so I just didn't capture it. I'm sorry about that. It was a pretty simple battle. Nothing really happened. I stole an AT-AT and I took everything over. That's about the gist of it. But now what I'm planning to do in this, what's going to happen is the assault on Naboo, which... Oh, there's also a mission that comes up, and apparently I need to arrange a bunch of heroes from the movies to go and attack Endor. But I still don't have Luke Skywalker, because I haven't taken his planet, which is Tatooine. and it's down there, it's corrupted, but I just don't have the forces, but I plan to attack them pretty soon. So yeah, so this attack on Naboo is going to go... It's very... The space battle, of course, is a space battle, and you know that I'm going to steamroll them because they have one lone space station, and I have a Mon Calamari ship and a bunch of OP Rebellion fighters. So this is going to go, you know, cinematically well. The land invasion, however, is going to be a little bit more exciting because things happen. Let's just say that things happen, and I'm just going to let the video play itself out, and that was my introduction for this next section of this video, which leads me to what's going on with Awakening of the Rebellion. Because as you know, or if you don't know, I'm modding it, and what you're seeing is currently, like, I basically get my mod to this mod to a state where I can record it, so it's not crashing. I know it's stable, even though there might be some bugs. It's stable. But the thing is that there's a lot of things that I'm going to be releasing a huge Google Doc. Well, it's going to be in the description for you guys. It's going to be 2 files, actually 3, but the first one is the official changes so far, or unofficial changes so far that I have implemented. That's the first file. It's basically a Word document that is on Google Drive, and it shows you what I have changed already. That's in the game, that's tested, that I like, that it's solid, right? The second thing is my huge work in progress task list, and then you guys can take a look at that and see my progress on it. And you guys, of course, there's a lot of things. I have it open here real quick. I can read off some interesting things. Such as, let's see, I'm nerfing a lot of Rebellion tanks on the ground. You'll see that in the gameplay. That is in effect a little bit. There's a lot of Rebel tanks that I found in skirmish games, regular skirmish games. I found that the Rebellion could just spam these tanks, and I did it myself. I could just literally spam tanks, put them on hunt, and win the entire match with just tanks. And nothing could combat that. And that was also due to me also, I'm doing a heavy overhaul of the Black Sun. The Black Sun is, oh my god, it's not even going to be this, I mean, it's going to be the same units and the same faction, but it's on next level. It's going to be a useful faction. It's going to be interesting, more sneaky strategies. There's some abilities I'm adding to units. There's these Black Sun assassins that are basically long-range snipers, and they can bribe enemies. In space, Tiber Zahn is going to get a bribe ability, so you're actually going to be able to pay off ships in space, take them over, and use them against people, because the Black Sun never really gets to those advanced ships, and they're supposed to be more of like a spam, or like weak unit spam, low-cost faction. And if you do take the time to read some of these patch notes, I don't know, you can give your input on them. You won't be able to edit the files, of course, because I don't want people doing that. But you could just comment on the videos as I talk about the changes, and you know, you can tell me what you like, what you don't like, what you think should happen, what you shouldn't think. The only restrictions is that I'm not adding, I mean, unless it's in the game already, I'm not adding units, because I don't want to do that. I could learn it, sure, but I'm not adding any units. Any unit requests I'm not taking. It could be a unit that's already in the game. For example, models in the game. There is a couple of ships and units you'll find that are gonna have that are gonna be added back, and they're on the change list. And it's like this unit. It's under. There's categories for each task, and under new unit is the only new units I'm actually adding. But they were already previously in the game code, just unused or not done properly or whatever. But I'm not adding any new units. I'm not doing any of that. I also cannot work with any AI. I'm not going to do that either. And I am not going to... No, we win this battle. But I'm not going to... what was I going to say? I'm not going to change any core features of the game. Let's just say, like, no planets added, no galactic conquest. It's literally just going to be text files and and unit balance and bug fixes, of course. There's a lot of bugs in the mod. If you actually read up on the list, you'll find that there's bugs you probably never even noticed, because I've played this mod a long time, and I've seen some shit. I've seen some shit, and it's gonna get fixed. What you saw there, I cut off. It's a really long cinematic, and it's basically, once again, Mon Mothma telling you that you have to attack the Death Star. But once again, I don't have Luke Skywalker, and what's about to happen on Naboo is about to take a turn for the worst. Let's just say that. So, yeah. So back to the patch notes. This Google Doc thing, you can keep checking up on it. It'll be updated regularly as I work on it. I haven't been working on the mod recently. I've had a pretty hectic week, from like internship fairs to whatever. I haven't had time to work on this mod. Let's just say that. And I also still like to play games for enjoyment. And while Awakening of the Rebellion is a great game, if I keep playing it, and mind you, sometimes when I play it, I'm not even actually playing it. I'm more playing it as a QA tester, which is basically like, does this fix work? Yes. All right. Good. Next. Does this work? Yes. Okay. Next. Does this work? No. All right. Well, go change the code. So things like that. Sometimes how I play Awakening of the Rebellion, literally in a skirmish battle or in Galactic Conquest, I'm not actually playing for myself or to have fun. It's literally testing, and that gets, well, QA is never, I mean, it's interesting, but after a while it always gets tedious. So, but that's something I have to live with as a striving game developer. So this is a good, it's really fun. I actually like doing a mod and doing all this testing. It's kind of like preparing me for the real thing. Oh, you can see the artillery. That was something that, oh my god, the artillery took forever to get right. There was so many bugs with the projectile it launched. You can actually read up notes. I don't know, can you actually read notes if you're not able to access? Well, either way, you can check it out. There's a lot of cool things. There's also, what I wanted to tell you guys is the way you read this spreadsheet, if you guys open it up, is there's mode. There's a task, first of all, that lists a general thing. A mode is basically just telling me where I test it. A category, there's balance, redesign, bug fix, and new unit. So balance is like something's overpowered, underpowered. Usually it's going to be under Black Sun. Redesign is something that I feel should be changed, or there's like a unit that I think an ability should be added, that it's weak, or it's kind of a blurry line between balance and redesign. Bug fix is literally something's broken or something's messed up and I'm trying to fix it. And then new unit is, of course, I'm adding something that's not exactly a new unit, but it's there. A quick note about this battle. I'm pretty sure you can tell by now, this is pretty foobar. And this artillery, turbo laser towers, an immense amount of TIE fighters. I just lost Han Solo. Not only did I need Han Solo for the Death Star thing, I've never failed that mission. So I might actually fail the Endor mission because I don't have the heroes at this point. And you can see the effects on the artillery are just awesome. But they literally have a pretty strong setup. And you can see Chewbacca just gets destroyed. Or destroyed, he gets killed, or he's going to come back. But you can see the artillery's just pounding my shit, and I can't get out of this. It's like the beaches of Normandy in Star Wars, except on Naboo, with stupid Gungans. I'm fighting for stupid Episode 1 creatures, and I'm losing all these units. And look, they have 3 turbo laser batteries just like sitting there, and an artillery shell, TIE fighters. I can't get through this massive, like laser stew. There's so much lasers flying, and like you can see, like I just have 2 infantry left. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna lose. That's it. You can see they're gonna die right about now. I also did buff the Imperial artillery too. I buffed both the artilleries. So it's funny because I'm playing as the Rebellion, and I'm nerfing the Rebellion as I play. So this mod gets harder and harder as I make the Rebellion less powerful, because they are overpowered. If you notice, if you try and play any other faction in this mod, it's not as fun as playing the Rebellion. And you want to know why? Because the Rebellion steamrolls everything, and that's not cool. So there's a lot of things that I haven't started on yet that are in my thoughts as I'm going to be changing later. There's a lot of things there. The last category in this thing is the status of the current project. There's review, there's testing, there's in progress and not started, and done and canceled. So review is basically I've tested the thing, it works in the game, but I still am trying to see if it's balanced properly or if it's a good feature. Testing is basically like, have I gotten it in and is it functioning? Does it I've changed the code. Does something actually change in the game? And that's kind of a blurry line again with review and testing. It kind of goes back and forth. And in progress is the next one, which is also a blurry line. But in progress is like, that's the next thing I have to code. It's not coded yet. It's going to be the next thing that I'm going to be coding. And not started is, of course, things I haven't done yet. And there's a long list of that. So this is not going to get done anytime soon. And then done is, it's done, and it's, it's probably, if it's done, it's usually in the patch notes already. It's listed in there. So that's how I keep track of that. And then canceled is things that I can't do. I've tried them, can't do them. There's no way to fix them. There's 2 things under there that I just can't do it just because the way the game is made and the way the game is programmed. There's nothing I can do about it, and I've tried my best. So hopefully there's not a lot of things that go under canceled, and there's a lot of things that get under done, because this is a pretty long list. It's a list of around exactly 69 items. Aw, yeah. Well, 68 because the the title is counted as the one. But yeah, it's a pretty long list. The third thing that you're going to find in the description is the master text file that I have currently going. I know a lot of you requested it. You guys want the master text file. I'm going to give it to you, no problem. Just take it off Google Docs and download it. If you're having trouble with it, let me know and I'll fix it or whatever, because I haven't tested to see if you can actually download a file. If you're not signed in, maybe I should, but I'll leave that to you guys if you guys are interested. The master text file, if you take it, you download it, you replace it with the other master text file. If you follow my tutorial, basically how I tell you to replace the master text file is what you do with my file off of Google Drive. And of course it's safe. It's nothing. It's a DAT file, which is a data file used by the game. So I wouldn't of course I wouldn't give you guys a virus or anything like that. So it's completely safe. It's on Google Drive, so it's fine. And yeah, and you guys can take that. It's in progress, so you will get the Galactic Tooltip opens and all that. It's basically not finished, but it is. Every unit probably has a description, which is good. So back to the game. This is my force from Kashyyyk and from Mon Calamari that I just built, and you can see that even this massive tank force is having a problem. There's so much TIE fighters and turbo laser towers and artilleries. Thankfully, I had that X-wing squadron go out and maybe kill like an artillery or 2. I don't remember exactly how that worked out. But you can see when the T-3Bs, for example, when they fire the torpedoes, the level 1s I've had reduced to have fire only 1 torpedo, and the level 2 T-3Bs fire 2 torpedoes, volleys. Because torpedoes are pretty powerful. I've noticed that you can just about take out any vehicle with a bunch of T-3B with torpedoes on. And so that's one of the changes. There's a bunch of other mostly rebel tanks are the problem, because the infantry are okay. It's the rebel tanks that are a problem, at least on ground forces, because Empire, mostly it's because of the shields. The fact that you can take hits and then retreat and then recharge your shields. It's usually one of very little factions have shielded ground units, and the rebels just about have almost every vehicle shielded. And you can see that I made some of the stats just a tad weaker on the tanks, so you can see that the turbo laser towers can take care of them just a little bit easier. Maybe if you know the game pretty well, you can see that they're being taken out a little faster. But basically I just need to throw tanks at these turbo towers, because there's just nothing you can. I'm just gonna have to lose a lot of troops, and I already lost a whole ground force, and this is my reserve one. So if I lose this one too, you know, it's going to be a problem. This battle gets pretty intense as I'm trying to bring these tanks up and blow up these turbo towers. Yeah, it gets this. This was the first major, I would say, defeat for suffered, or like the first battle was the major defeat suffered by the rebellion. The fate of this battle, you don't know yet, but you can see it's not going well. You can see all my tanks are red health, they're dying, and the TIE fighters are going to come in pretty soon and kick my ass. So prepare. But yeah, those are the 3 files that you're going to find in the video description. And, you know, I'm going to keep continuing modding the game. I haven't heard anything from the original developers of the mod. They probably don't want anything to do with this anymore. They probably released their last version. And I don't know if I'll ever release it, honestly. It's not looking good. Unless there's more people ask for it, I doubt me as myself can get this mod released, because like I said, I want to respect the creator of the original mod. I don't want to release something under my name without their permission. And I just came in, you know, and just started doing this mod, you know, modding crap. So I just don't want to do that to them. And you can see the artillery is just, god damn. Like, I buffed the artillery too, like I said, just the damage of it. And the projectile is different, but the way it looks doesn't really affect how it functions in the game. That's just a purely visual thing. I just thought it'd be cool to have an explosion like that. But the sound is going to be changed, because I can't find a good explosion sound in the game that suits an artillery bombardment, so I might have to insert my own. I do plan on also changing some of the sounds. The thing about changing sounds is it's more of a copyright issue than it is a modding issue, because there's a lot of German sounds of the original trilogy of characters like Leia or Ghana or something, and I want to get the English ones in there, and that's just going to add to the to the task list, which is going to suck. But I do plan on changing the sounds, adding some music, adding some, you know, some more voices or some sounds if I need them. So that's never going to be ruled out as if I'm not going to do it or not. I don't know. That's probably the last thing I'm going to do, is change the sounds around, because I don't really care. Sounds, you know, sounds aren't that important as long as the game actually plays. The regular game sounds are just fine. The music and stuff, it's fine right now, so I see no need to change it unless I really feel that something would need a sound. But yeah, this battle, it's still going, and I'm taking it very, very carefully. I've killed the 3 turbo laser towers, so I've set up. I've killed the artillery, so that's good. There's still a little bit of TIE fighters left. I know this, and they have a lot of ground structures, and they have a lot of turrets and stuff, and thankfully they didn't have, excuse me, oh my god, like, I'm burping up like grilled cheese that I just made. But yeah, thankfully they did not have a military outpost or something similar, because that would suck. I'm pretty sure I would not, like, I would need to build so much ground troops in order to get past that sort of a battle that, I don't know. I don't think it would have been worth. I think I could have just captured every other planet and left Naboo alone and suffered less losses. But thankfully, Naboo is going to probably... What's going to happen is after this battle, a couple of other inner core galactic planets are going to basically remove the Empire and put pirate forces over it under my control. So it's a force multiplier, and it's a quick way to eradicate the Empire out of some core planets. And Naboo is a very strong mission to do. And you can see their ground forces. If they had an outpost or a military base, I'd be screwed. And I choose to bomb this section instead of the power generator, because even if I destroyed the power generator and the turbo laser towers went offline, there'd still be 2 vehicle turrets and a bunker sitting there before I got to the power generator. So I figured I remove that, and then the power generator doesn't attack back, so I could easily take that out. Neither does the landing pad over there. So I chose to bomb that instead of the power generator for that reason. That's a little tactical evaluation of my strategy there. And I have a feeling that you can see my troops just walk in, nobody's there to question my authority, and I just, I can kill unarmed buildings easily, no problem. But it would have been a much bigger problem if I had to deal with a bunker and 2 vehicle cannons sitting on a ridge, and all I have left is a bunch of vehicles and some infantry. So yeah. But overall, this battle's coming to a close. I probably skip most of the ending because it's me just blowing up the buildings that are, unprotected relatively. So that stuff's filler. It's not that important, and I try to remove the filler as much as possible. That's another thing that I want to talk about. I'm kind of running out of time here, but I wanted to talk about that. Is I've changed the way I edit my videos, and that is. I record for, let's say, 30 minutes, and I whittle it down to 20, or I record more like 40, and I take out the filler, which is like the non-battles, the non-important galactic buildings, and stuff like that, because, like right there, I just skipped to the ending, where I blew up all the buildings, and this is the last bunch of stormtroopers coming at me. Because everything else is not relevant. It's just me attacking buildings. Like, that's not fun to watch, and I know it's not. It's fun to play, but when you're watching it, it's kind of stale after a while. I mean, you've seen enough building explosions throughout 24 parts that I think you guys get the idea what happens after their main defenses get destroyed. So that's why I choose to do that now. And Republic at War is even worse, because the ground battles are much more larger, and you'll see that when that episode comes out. That episode should come out by the end of this weekend, start of next week, because I need to re-edit it again, because it was in the last video editor was pretty bad. But anyways, this is my update video, part 24. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in part 25. Probably a live commentary again, and then probably in Republic at War, part 1. So I'll see you guys then.